Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Golden Bachelorette Joan Vassos by Chock's side after painful surgery. Golden Bachelorette star Joan Vassos had yet to officially vow to be by fiancé Chock Chappell's side through sickness and in health. But that didn't prevent her from traveling to Kansas to help him recover from a recent painful surgery. Keep reading to find out why Chock went under the knife and how he's doing now. Golden Bachelorette couple settles into life together. Golden Bachelorette couple Joan Vassos and Chock Chappell took a different approach to their relationship than usual Bachelor Nation couples. Most couples from the franchise immediately move in together after getting engaged on the show. While that works, sometimes Joan and Chock are trying things a little differently. The couple are very much in love, but live separate lives. Joan has her home in Maryland. Meanwhile, Chock continues to reside in Kansas. The two get together as much as they can, but neither plans to uproot their entire lives to move to another state. Chock Chappell undergoes painful surgery with fiancé by his side. Joan and Chock may live separately, but they are together for the important moments. Chock Chappell recently underwent eye surgery for the second time. He revealed the news during a joint social media video with Joan to answer burning, unrelated questions from fans. Big shout out to Joan. She came into Wichita this weekend because I had refractive eyelid replacement surgery for the second time in my right eye, he said. The reality star said he's doing good in his recovery, but is cranky and in pain. Joan chimed in that her fiancé is a real trooper during his recovery. One fan of the couple shared their own experience with the eye surgery. They wrote, "I've had the lens exchange about 7 years ago. It's the best thing I've done. Very expensive, but well worth it. They did one eye, then 2 weeks later the other eye. Worked instantly, not to be confused with cataract surgery. It's almost like putting permanent lenses in your eyes." According to the Academy of Ophthalmology, the surgery is simply cataract surgery with intraocular lens (IOL) placement prior to the formation of a visually significant cataract. Joan Vassos reveals their next adventure. "Sweet Joan is taking great care of me as I recover from eye surgery. It's been nice spending some time together before things get busy again," Chock wrote in the Instagram post caption. Joan Vassos revealed, while answering a fan question about their next travel adventure, that things are about to get really busy for the couple. Their next vacation is a few days in Punta Cana. But first, they plan to meet up in New York City. The couple most recently traveled to Los Angeles, California, together to attend The Bachelor Season 29 after the final Rose special. Joan joked on Instagram about Chock meeting Jerry Turner for the first time. "When your fiancé meets the first guy you dated on national television." Joan and Chock also revealed that they are still planning the Disney trip with their families. Join us in wishing Chock a speedy recovery after the painful eye surgery. In the golden glow of sunset over the California coast, a quiet strength stirred behind the scenes of the Golden Bachelorette. Cameras had stopped rolling. Roses had long been handed out. But for Joan Vassos, love wasn't just for the screen. It was a commitment, a promise, a vow to show up when it mattered most. And this week, that meant being at Chock Chappell's side after a painful, unexpected surgery that left everyone, including the cast and crew, deeply concerned. The charming Southern gentleman had stolen hearts with his soulful eyes, velvet voice, and the kind of wit only decades of life can refine. But in recent days, Chock had been battling a silent storm. Unbeknownst to many, he'd been pushing through filming while nursing a nagging pain in his lower back that grew worse by the hour. What he thought was just stiffness from long days in front of the cameras turned out to be something far more serious. A herniated disc pressing against a nerve, requiring urgent surgical intervention. The procedure wasn't cosmetic or minor. It was painful, invasive, and demanded a recovery that would challenge even the strongest spirits. But Joan Vassos, radiant even in hospital hallways and sweatpants, didn't flinch. She canceled appearances, cleared her schedule, and flew to be by his side the moment she got the call. "She was there before I even made it out of recovery," Chock shared with a smile. From a hospital bed surrounded by flowers and a stack of The New Yorker. I woke up and saw Joan holding my hand. I thought I was dreaming. Joan, ever the composed and graceful golden Bachelorette, had become more than a reality TV lead. She was now playing the role of caregiver, confidant, and companion in the most vulnerable chapter of Chock's journey. I didn't hesitate. Joan later shared during an intimate interview. This man opened his heart to me in front of millions. The least I could do was hold it when he was hurting. She didn't just sit by his bedside. Joan dove headfirst into the unglamorous world of ice packs, bland hospital meals, medication schedules, and middle-of-the-night discomfort. She learned how to lift him out of bed without triggering pain. She adjusted his pillows like a pro. She even made the nurses laugh when she smuggled in a homemade banana pudding, Chock's favorite, from a southern recipe she'd secretly gotten from his sister. It wasn't long before the staff started calling her Mrs. Chapel, an honorary title she wore with a coy smile. But behind the tenderness was a deeper narrative, one of second chances and the courage it takes to love again. Joan had once stepped away from the Bachelor franchise to care for a loved one in crisis. Now life was bringing her full circle, not with a camera in her face, but with her hand in Chock's as he winced through physical therapy. Friends from the show started reaching out. Mark Anderson sent a goofy get-well video from a yoga class. Guy Gansert shipped a fruit basket the size of a small SUV. And even host Jess Palmer called to say, "You two might be the realest love story we've ever had." Fans, too, were in awe. Social media flooded with tributes, clips of their time together, and messages like, "This is what love over 60 really looks like." But not all feedback was warm. Some questioned Joan's decision to put her own public journey on pause for a man she'd only known a few months. Others whispered that Chock was just playing up the sympathy card to win her heart. Joan, unfazed, addressed the rumors with grace. "You don't measure love by a calendar," she said on a podcast. "You measure it by presence. Who shows up when the lights go out? Who sits with you through the pain? Chock did that for me emotionally. Now, it's my turn to do it physically." Chock, meanwhile, was healing faster than expected, thanks in no small part to Joan's relentless optimism. He joked that she made him do breathing exercises and meditation twice a day, even when I just wanted to watch Jeopardy. But it was working. By week's end, he was walking without assistance and even managed a short stroll with Joan in the hospital garden. They held hands, laughed at squirrels, and whispered jokes that even the bees wanted in on. There was talk now of what comes next, not just in recovery, but in life. Would Joan move closer to Chock in Georgia? Would he relocate to be near her family in Maryland? They hadn't figured it out yet. But one thing was certain, they weren't letting go. "Love doesn't ask for perfect timing," Chock said as Joan fluffed his pillow. "It just asks for you to show up." And Joan showed up for me in the darkest hour. That's a rose I'll never forget. And perhaps that's what the Golden Bachelorette experiment is really about. Not the fantasy dates, not the final rose, not even the proposal, but about what happens after the credits roll, when the champagne is gone and life gets real. For Joan Vassos and Chock Chapel, that reality looks a lot like healing hands, banana pudding, and the kind of quiet, golden love that needs no spotlight. And maybe, just maybe, the greatest love stories aren't born in front of cameras, but in hospital rooms, grocery store aisles, and wherever two souls choose to hold each other through the storm.